Hey Full Circle agents, if you are not part of the Full Circle brokerage, please exit this video and talk to your broker about this form. So we're going to talk about the notice of buyer's termination of contract. Whenever you have a buyer that wants to terminate for any of the reasons below, you're going to want to fill this form out. You're going to need to put the property information here, the property address, and then you're going to put the buyer's names and the seller's names here. So the first one is the unrestricted right of the buyer to terminate the contract under paragraph 5 of the contract. That specific paragraph is talking about the option period. They have the right to terminate at any point within the option period that they chose. Number 2, the buyer cannot obtain buyer approval in accordance with the third-party financing addendum to the contract. This is something that you can most likely prevent from happening if you speak to your lender and work on getting a full pre-qualification for your buyers versus a basic pre-approval. This will allow them to go through a lot of the processing before underwriting. That way they can get a great idea if the buyer is going to get full approval. The next one, number 3, is the property does not satisfy property approval in accordance with the third-party financing addendum to the contract. The buyer has delivered to the seller, lender's written statement setting forth the reasons for the lender's determination. Usually this is pertaining to if an inspection was done and there are a lot of things wrong with the property that are big major ticket items. The lender will at that point let you know if they will or will not provide a loan for the property, determining on the condition of the property. Number 4, buyer elects to terminate under paragraph A of the addendum for property subject to mandatory membership in a property owners association. This specific paragraph is talking about the delivery of the HOA information given to the buyer. So the buyer, they have a few different options on there. They can choose to get the information within so many days. They can also choose to not receive the subdivision information. So that is what that one is about. Number 5, buyer elects to terminate under paragraph 7B2 of the contract relating to the seller's disclosure notice. I'm just going to show you this one. That way you can see what they're talking about here. So it is this one right here. So a lot of times we check this off if we see that the seller's disclosure is attached to the property on the MLS. But just so you know, if you check here and you say they haven't received the notice, they have to deliver it within so many days, because basically if they put it on the MLS, they're not technically delivering it to the buyer. They deliver it to the buyer by emailing it to you. So there are ways to get out of the contract with that as well. And then the next one is buyer elects to terminate under paragraph 3 of the addendum concerning right to terminate due to lender's appraisal. That is going to be paragraph 3 is the additional right to terminate. And I'm just going to read it to you. It says, in addition to buyer's right to terminate under paragraph 2B of the third-party financing addendum, buyer may terminate the contract within so many days. I put 21 days after the effective date if the appraised value according to the appraised obtained by the buyer's lender is less than a certain amount, which is the value of the home or the sales price. So that would enable them to get out of the contract as well. The next one, number 7, is the buyer elects to terminate under paragraph 6D of the contract, 6C for residential condominium contract because of timely objections. So let's go look at that. That is going to be 6D right here. So this is saying that usually it's a residential use property. But if it was a commercial use or something like that, or if they didn't put anything here, there are ways to terminate because of the use of the actual property. And then anything other here that you want to put here, maybe if you have a paragraph number or an addendum or anything like that. So then you'll have the buyers sign here and send it over to the sellers to see that the buyer has terminated. And that is it. If you guys have any questions, please reach out.